the thing is that men look to other men to define what it means to be a man. And so it is so critical that whether it's a campaign to end violence against women or to transform fatherhood and to make sure that men are equally involved in raising our children, we've got to find ways to engage men and boys, not just to speak at them, but to find vehicles to encourage men and boys to take action, to figure out how they will reach out to the men around them, because that will be the key influence on them. And as soon as we begin to do that, I believe, sometimes I'll be asked, like, well, are men going to be receptive to this? And here's an experience I keep having. I'll be giving a talk, not to an audience like this, but let's say in a school where the students have to be there, or in a community where the men feel they've been dragged by their wife to a talk. And so we'll be talking, it may be about men's violence, it may be about gender equality, men and masculinity. And so I watch the audience, and there's all these guys who come in. And they come and they sit in their chair, they lean their chair back, they cross their arm, and they just scowl at me. And basically they're assuming at the beginning that I'm going to crap on them for the next hour. Because I'm talking about gender and inequality. And so I watch those guys, and when I talk, I just start telling stories. I start telling stories about how it's impossible for men to live up to the expectations of manhood. How, the assumptions that we don't have feelings, that we're just this, we're that, it's just not true. So I watch those guys, and I watch as I'm telling these stories about, the impossibility of being a real man, and I just watch them, and they start dropping their chair forward, and then their arms go down, and then they start sitting forward, and very carefully so their buddy doesn't see them, they start nodding. Because what's happening, oh yeah, and then at the end, if I really connect with them, at the end they do sort of what I call a drive-by thank you. They're at the very end they leave and they walk out, and as they pass me, they very subtly turn, they go, thanks very much, and they keep walking. What's happening there is, for the first time in their life, they're hearing another man say what they felt, and they thought they were the only bloke on the planet who felt those things. What we're doing when you talk about men reaching out to men, when you talk about, and I love what you said just about about trying to think about with empathy, feeling what they're feeling, not to make excuses for abuse in any way. Of course not. There's no excuse. But to try to reach out to these men, what we're doing is, for the first time in their life, we're having an authentic conversation with them. Men have waited their whole life to have this conversation. And so if we begin to do it, and we do it with passion, compassion, empathy, but also saying, as we've all been saying very clearly, none of this is an excuse for abusive behavior. But we're going to challenge the abuse, but brother, we're there for you. We're there for you. We're going to be at your side. We're going to be supporting you. And men have waited a long time for that from other men. This is a bizarre thing. Men control the world, and yet we haven't provided that at all for each other.